and they're probably going to be riding for themselves anyway, because Varnish and Griffiths both need points, so they're not going to be looking to do too many favours to each other. So an interesting racing prospect here.
They insist on a cathedral silence before the tapes will go.
You're under starters' orders.
That's a tremendous start from Griffiths. He's away. Pilbrow is in second place, coming hard. It is Varnish around the outside and Palmer down the inside. But the real battle there, and Pilbrow is brought down. It looked as though he just was helped on his way by Jimmy Varnish, but no doubting who is carving out heat number 15. Mark Griffiths absolutely flew from the start. And as they all battled behind him, it was the veteran Phil Pilbrow from the Eton Club who came off worst. As they go into the last lap, it is now all over by the celebration, and Mark Griffiths is going to go into his last ride unless he does something untoward, which he's far too sensible he doesn't do. Going in on level terms with Hemsley, and we're building up to quite a climax. Heat 16 then, Toy, Zani, Hepworth, Young from the inside.
You're under starters' orders.
And this is a real pile-up into the turn, and it's the Australian who gets clear as Zani and Hepworth look for each other, and Zani comes back down the inside there, and so too Young has come through, and they're swapping positions here, and over has gone Hepworth, and his chance must surely have gone now. Zani leads it. It really was from last to first and dazzling passing in around the first lap, but it is Danny Zani who is really proving himself to be a head waiter. He only scored 2 points from his first two outings, as Young goes for it because he knows he's got to go for it. Young coming down the inside, and he has just overcooked it, and well, that's unbelievable.
Well, bike and rider must cross the line, and I'm afraid Pete, wanting the 3 points desperately there, threw himself at the line, but fell just short of it. Hard luck, Pete.
Well, an incredible race, though. Well, let's look at that incident with Pete Young again with Graham Sutton.
It's exactly the same as the two previous falls. He's just trying to keep too tight a line coming out, and poor old Pete Young hits the dust, realises instantly that if he gets up and runs for the line, bike and rider must cross the line, and of course he just takes a tumble there as Toy and Hepworth take the points.
It's just a tyre width away. It must be agony for the lad.
And coming into the last three heats, the leading contenders each had one ride left. Mark Griffiths and David Hemsley level on 15 points. Griffiths was the first to go.
Heat 18. Griffiths from grid 3 must win here. He knows if he wins, it puts all the pressure on Dave Hemsley, who must come out in heat 19. And so a win for the Midlander from grid 3 will assure him at least a run-off for the title. Heat 18 with
All riders ready?
everything to go for.
Ask again. All riders ready? You're under starters' orders.
A long time starting. It was a flying start from Griffiths, but he gets the big elbow there from Lloyd, and there's trouble at the back with Young and Coedis, and now the referee is saying keep going, and it's between Richard Young and Mark Griffiths, Richard Lloyd rather, and Mark Griffiths, and well, we know this equation, and so too does Griffiths, but Lloyd is going away. Griffiths looks like he is content to stay in second place, which means that Hemsley, his rival, will know. And here comes the last charge. No, Griffiths just has run out of steam, holds on for second. Lloyd wins it. It's a desperate battle around the first two corners, and now all eyes on Dave Hemsley, because a win in this next race, Heat 19, will give him the title of World Master 1991. Well, what's going through the mind of Mark Hepworth? We can tell you right now, he's thinking to himself, if I can win Heat 19, that will put me on 15 points and put me on the rostrum in third place at the very least. And there is Dave Hemsley from Leicester. Now, he knows a race win can win him the title, and a second place would put him into a runoff for the title with Griffiths. That is the exact equation. Aidy Gale in grid 3 has 11 points, so a win for him could also put him up in a shout for a place on the rostrum. And Phil Pilbrew, the old veteran, we really shouldn't call him old, he's not as old as me. He's on the outside and could always do something extra special.
Right that one again. There yourselves. All riders ready? You're under starter's orders.
And up to the corner, and it is Hepworth who gets away. And Hemsley's in second place, although Gales are making life troublesome for him as they hit the pit corner. And down the inside there has come Phil Pilbrow, but it is Hepworth up front. Second place is now Hemsley. Pilbrow has now come into third place, and now what will happen around these last couple of laps? Will Hemsley go for it, or will he just sit in second place knowing that will take him into a run-off with Griffiths for the title? It looks as though he's going to be sensible, although he might just raise one last charge. I think not. Hepworth will win it. That shall give him third place overall. Hemsley will do enough. Phil Pilbrew is third, but we're going to have a run-off for the championship, and that is quite a fun. Well, here's the critical moment as the coin is tossed for gate positions. And the decision is that Hemsley won the toss and will take the inside. And, well, Griffiths is the fast starter, and that makes life just a little bit more difficult for him.
Individual favourite between the pair of them.
So for the critical moment of the day, the runoff for the 1991 World Masters title in cycle speedway, and it's going to be surely the biggest moment in the career of either of these two lads. We've got David Hemsley from Leicester, who most critically won the toss and chose the inside, and outside it is Mark Griffiths from Wensford, just across the Midlands. Now Wensford, Griffiths is normally a very fast starter, but not quite so good from the back. He will need to get away, and if he gets just a whisker, he'll come straight across. This start, probably the most critical in World Cycle Speedway in 1991. Hemsley inside. Griffiths outside, well, there they go. And it is Hemsley, and Griffiths just didn't get the drop, and now Hemsley's in front. Now what can Mark Griffiths do from the back? He is not renowned as a battler from behind. He's normally a starter. And Hemsley, when he gets in front, gets a good line and seems to go away, and that's precisely what he's doing here. Made the start, and now he is just 2 laps around his 85-metre purpose-built Thurrock National Cycle Speedway centre track from the World Masters. And this is the last lap, and Griffiths has just lost it. And so David Hemsley from Leicester will become the World Master, coasting home. Well, there are few who would doubt his qualifications for this title. He's looked really classy. He's won a long way when he's in front, and there he goes across. That's his fiancée there, and well, these are lovely moments, aren't they?
And that's how the final placings looked then at the end of the championship, with Danny Zani of Ipswich winning his last race and pulling up to 4th place with 3 consecutive victories. But the title went to David Hemsley.
Crucial for you to get that toss of the coin for the gate position on the run-up.
Absolutely. It was the most important thing. That's what decided it, really. Just a toss of a coin. Look on the day. Mark Griffiths had a fantastic day. He rode really well.
And Danny Zani summed up the whole occasion for the sport.
Yeah, good meeting, good atmosphere, lovely crowd, brilliant day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will give you the 1991 World Master of Cycle Speedway, David Hemsley.
So David Hemsley of Leicester, the new Masters champion. And that's where we end our first look at the sport of cycle speedway. Next, it's another newcomer to the Wheel series, land yachting, after this break.